Another week, another Centre Circle podcast. Full house today, which is nice. Everyone's turned up, which is good. I'm fine one to speak, but anyway, moving on. You got myself, Isaac, Adrian, and Keith in the building. How's everyone doing?
All good. Good to be back.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm good. Been working off the Christmas turkey.
Oh, yeah?
Good.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, Happy New Year and all of that. Happier for some of us than others, I think. Well, not for any of us in this room anyway.
Yeah.
So today, we've had a full weekend of action in the Premier League. So we'll start off with the Liverpool versus Man U at Anfield today. A bit more eventful than we thought it would be from Man United's side, to be fair. Talk about Spurs versus Newcastle and this unbelievable run that Spurs are on. And Ange's interesting reactions with the media afterwards. Brighton versus Arsenal, another Arsenal fumble. City versus West Ham is the comeback tour on. Palace versus Chelsea. Chelsea look to be stuttering a little bit, and no win for them in 4. Talk through Villa and Leicester, Bournemouth and Everton. Another wonderful Southampton performance at home against Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
And a very, very eventful Fulham versus Ipswich match with some wonderful penalties. Julian Dix would have been proud. And then we're also going to talk about what the top 6 teams need in this transfer window, if anything, to help them achieve this season's ambitions. Cool. So, Liverpool, Man United. A lot of talk before this game, I think, was more around the players, around Liverpool's players. We've had Real Madrid apparently make a bid for Trent in the last few days. Mohamed Salah has used a pre-match interview to talk his truth, I think. I don't mind it, but I think it's not the English way, I guess, to be so out in front about your contract. And I think the rest of the talk was about how many goals Manchester United were going to lose by. So full time is 2-2 today. What happened?
Yeah, I didn't buy into the Liverpool blow them away narrative.
Oh man, if I could put a big rolling eye emoji on the screen right now, I would do it because.
But you know it's facts though, like.
No, but you know, no, because I know what you do, bruv.
You always say this.
No,
like
it's
you
true
always
though.
say this.
At least Isaac commits, yeah. Keith always does this.
On
United
the fence,
Nations.
yeah.
Oh no,
they're
there's a lot of football to
good.
play.
You know,
There's things
But-
can happen.
but-
At least
the
Isaac
reason-
will say, no, we're going to slap them tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's
And
fine.
then now he's wrong. It's fine. He's wrong, isn't it? But
Yeah, but I was right. And I only say that because
Yes,
the same
sir.
talk was given last season when they were kind of still in the same predicament in terms of not playing well.
yeah.
And they came and got a 0-0 at Anfield. We drew 2-2 at Old Trafford, and then they beat us in the cup. So regardless of the form, this match is never a given either way. So yeah, that goes out the window anyway. And like Isaac and I will kind of disagree on this, but I think Man United set up and played really well today. And Liverpool were sloppy and didn't play to their usual best. But
I agree with
when
that
that
part.
happens, the opposition still have to capitalise and show kind of some endeavour to get something out of the game. And I think Man United were good for a victory today, and I think Liverpool were lucky.
Yeah, I'll go to Isaac next, but I think, in my view, I think to your first point around Man United's performance, I think they played well compared to their own standard. So, from what we've seen from Man United, I can't remember how long. I was going to say the last year, but it's been a long time. That was probably, even from setting up, they were part of the reason I think Liverpool didn't play well, right? They were hell-bent on making sure that space in the middle, was non-existent. Evan Birch wouldn't have space to work, wouldn't have space to roam. So, and then when they got the ball, they weren't throwing it away. They weren't being ambitious with it. So we'll talk about Manu in a bit, right? But they weren't throwing the ball away. They were passing relatively quickly for a bit, and then it slowed down. So I think they did the basics that you're supposed to do for a club with those level of players. We just haven't seen those basics for ages and consistently over a match and against a team of the quality of Liverpool. So did they play well in general for the players that they've got? Nothing to write home about. But actually for them, I think that performance today against a team like Liverpool, who is basically, even when they're dropping points, are still looking good, was a better or a good performance. for them. That's how I looked. That's kind of how I looked at it. Isaac, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think to be fair, you largely said most of what I think. Do I believe they played well? The way everyone in the media and obviously like Keith said, our conversation earlier. No, I don't. I agree with your point in relativity to themselves and how they've performed recently. They played okay. They weren't sloppy. Like you said, they've done the basics. But I think more importantly, Liverpool just played. They lacked the intensity, that you'd expect to see in a derby of such. And on top of that, tactically, we weren't at it today.
Yeah.
Just a couple of examples. Defensively, we sat back. We didn't, for some reason, Trent and Robbo weren't bombing on like they usually do, and they're all providing extra bodies in the middle. So we would be coming overrun in there.
But isn't that partially due to Man United setup though?
No, I don't believe that.
The areas they put the bodies in.
No, because usually if you look at the way Liverpool play, when we get the ball, we move forward.
Yeah.
We kind of it's a bit compact, right? I don't think we did that today. And then United their cams dropped in. We were overloaded. There was a lack of intensity, and it's happened. And not to say it's not happened before, because it's happened. We've played against teams where that's happened before, but they've tried to put another man in the middle to stop the Gravenberch pivot.
And Slot does a little tweak,
and we've just dealt with that.
Yeah.
Today we just weren't at it. Trent looked like he was already in Madrid.
Jones was poor.
Poor
first half.
No, but I think Jones is definitely a job was done on him. So again, to the point of, I don't think when he got the ball, he was poor with it. He was just a little bit anonymous because he didn't have the space to work.
Yeah,
he
had people on him.
But with other players, I agree with you. Yeah,
Granted, fair enough.
Yeah.
McAllister
was good.
Which is fine, but McAllister, this is probably one of the best games I've seen for him.
I agree.
In a while.
I'll be honest.
I think he struggled under Slot though. McAllister, I don't think that combination has worked as well as I thought he would have.
This season.
No, but he's been getting a lot of game time on us.
No, he's been getting a lot of game time, but for me, last season, performance-wise, last season, he was a solid performer for me. This season, I think he's been just quiet.
Do you want me to tell you why I disagree with that? Because in this system, we don't run as much as we did on the club, and I don't think McAllister's got the legs,
and he was
had the legs.
And he was playing 6 on the club.
Exactly. I don't think he had the legs to fulfill what Klopp wanted him to do in this setup. We don't run as much, we don't pressure as much, so therefore he has more time on the ball.
So
therefore he can be more effective. So that's why I think he's had a very good season under Slot.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think
he's complement Gravenberch really well this season.
Yeah, I think today it's a weird one to say because there were still flashes in that first half of you guys kind of being incisive and getting in with 1 or 2, and again, whenever that happened, it came from McAllister. So I think he was the one person that could probably look and say, look, I did my job today. And he was able to do that. But, Adrian, I think Man United did well for a period of time. Right? And I think the goal kind of epitomizes some of what Isaac's talking about, because even the way it came about, the first goal to go ahead, it comes about, Trent plays a sloppy pass out of defence.
Just quickly before you go, that whole
plays.
There was about 7 minutes of play leading up to that, where Trent was caught out at least 3 times, and I just knew a goal was coming.
Yeah,
I could.
Darlow was enjoying playing against Trent. He wasn't afraid to take him down the line. He did a couple of times. He swung that cross in. Darlow as well, for Diallo as well, which curled behind him, and he did the header that's going to become a meme for a bit, I think. But yeah, I think that passage of play and that leading up to that goal kind of epitomizes some of what I was talking about from a Liverpool point of view.
I think 2 things, like in the words of John, right? 2 things can be true. Yeah. So trademark, we're gonna stamp that. But what I saw today was like what Keith highlighted was a tactical setup, and there was intentional overloads on the flanks that pinned the fullbacks back as well. So like what I know, and that's the beauty of the 3-4-3, right? So you can intentionally overload a side. Now the risk that you run with it is the space behind you. If you get it, you break through, it's problems. And today they done it in a way where how many times did Salah break through and have 20 yards of space around him. Not many,
Yeah,
right?
not
Maybe.
many. Less than 5.
And he couldn't capitalize when he did get it.
And one of those times it was on the left. And it looked like he thought, he was like, what about I did here?
Yeah. So it was something. And then, like you said, the derby, because it's a derby, the pride came in it and there was a level of intensity. So whatever the team talk was before the game, it really inspired the United players. So that goal, because you got to think, look where Martinez was. He was up there. And they gambled. And that's what the formation allows you to. Let's gamble. We got cover. We got Maguire coming over. We got Dillit coming over. And then you got Ugarte ready to drop in. But at times it allows you to gamble and stay up there.
And a bit of quality from Bruno as well.
Oh, great. And Martinez took the gamble, stayed up there. And when the pass came through, he looked a bit shocked, like, oh, this is... And he had no other choice. I saw in the face, like, oh. And he delayed the run. He went through. And the finish was class. Like,
he delayed a bit before he shot. And
I'm sorry.
I think he thought, do I cross or...
Yeah. And that's what... He hesitated. He was like, oh, shoot. But he looked for the cross. And then the finish, the shot was...
Perfect.
God knows what I'm going to ask.
Keeper.
Yeah.
No, he hit the crossbar. He down the side of the bar. No,
it wasn't near post.
That's the kind of thing. If it was anyone else, you know what I say? Not scoring that against Alisson. Well, today it was Alisson.
I think the shot was just too powerful.
Yeah. And when you're that close.
And it was too powerful.
And I think the other thing for the goalkeeper, they're also anticipating a cross as well. So you're in 2 minds. So you're not set.
I don't want to get beat in my near post. If it goes across the goal, I need to be.
So you're in 2, yeah. So it was a great finish. And I think there was just little things in the game that United were persistent in doing, gambling, like pushing the wing backs right up there. And I remember under Ten Hag, Dalot's got that distance, speed. Like I think it was a game against Ipswich where he kept on Luton. Sorry, it was Luton. Sorry, when Luton was in the league, where he switched it and Dalot was just making that run. He goes early and he took that gamble a few times for the flick on. And it came through, so it paid off.
And I think that's why managers do like him, because he'll do the work, do up and down. My struggle with Dalot is, once he's got the ball now, the output you're going to get from him, it's a gamble. That's a gamble
inconsistent, isn't it?
It's a gamble in itself.
I think the early in the game, that wasn't the case with Dalot. I think what happened was he beat him once. Like he faced Trent up once, took him on and thought, oh, this is easy work.
And that first one, Trent recovered. But Dalot realised, actually, in that first phase, no, I can do this.
Get him.
And because of the overload, Trent stuck in it because he's like, oh, you can roll it inside, or you could go down the outside of me. And you got, Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund coming over into that pockets. So then you're caught in 2 minds. Because if they don't follow Bruno, then Bruno's free.
It's like at half time, they've gone in and Amorim's just gone, oh, I need you to get at him. And like you said, they get Rasmus, come over, just put an extra body over there, give him something to think about.
And I think we also underestimate the Konate coming back in it. Like, he's not match sharp. He just come back from injury. I think if Gomez was fit, he wouldn't have started today. I think Gomez would have started at CB. So there's a little bit of...
You could see some of that physicality being back, having the two of them back. Like, you could almost, not immediately, but there were just certain headers. Konate said, I'm winning this.
Yeah.
Going through it, etc. So, no, I see what you mean. And I think Jamie Carragher mentioned it before. Konate is important for covering Trent. I think before they thought the space was going to be there, Trent was going to be marauding. And actually, if it was going to be almost as pin back as flat, right, then maybe you don't need Konate immediately for this game. But I don't think I think it's probably better that he was playing today. And I think overall, to the point about how well or not Man United played, I spent the first half an hour almost saying, there's more you could do with this Man United. You know what I mean? So I think Manu covered great ground today. There's been much debate about his ability to get around his third of the pitch, right? And he covered his areas. I think he did that very well today. What I felt with him there sometimes is, I know the way you're facing, etc., but this is elite ball. I think there's just sometimes where he could have progressed the ball. Yeah, he's playing very backwards,
tried to be a little too cute at certain points.
A little bit too safe. And I know he loves to keep the ball moving. Maybe he loves the first time pass. So, I'm like, you're getting in the right places, you're doing a good job for the team. But if you could just, you be the one progress the ball goes back to defense, then it's progressed. Could you do it? But I think he played well. I think he played better than he's done. Bruno saw a lot of the ball. I was shouting at my TV screen that he's taking too long with the ball. One time he takes too long, he puts Martinez in. I'm like, all right, cool.
The reverse pass was
nice. It was tiny. It was super nice. But there was a point where I think that the tide changed a little bit. We talked about this already. And after they scored, I don't know if you feel like Man United were almost like, this is good, we don't want to mess it up. So some of that intensity and pressure and some of that
dropped off a little
Yeah,
bit. They
some of
became
the
a bit
gamblers-
conservative. Like,
agreed. And then Cody Gakpo comes up with. I know it wasn't great defending, but I feel it was a great moment of quality. I'm expecting him to roll. He's cutting on Man United's right side, and I'm expecting him to roll the ball across the box
That's
or something.
confidence now.
And he's just.
Yeah.
Did he send to the shop? Delete.
Yeah.
Sent the lit to the shop.
You got sent
On his
against
left foot.
Newcastle as well.
On his left foot as well.
Yeah.
That touch was nice. On the replay looks nice. And then that finish.
Right.
Yeah,
Top
that
bins
cut
from
in.
there.
Cash money for him at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
he's
I'm
in
sorry,
the
but
zone.
De Ligt needs to know. He needs to do better there. And do you know why I say that
It's
as well?
No, I agree.
No, do you know why I
No,
say
no,
that
no,
as
I
well?
Their teammates.
Exactly. They're national teammates.
Oh.
You
No, but
know,
I don't-
you know his game.
But even if it's national teammates or not, you're not supposed to slide in like that. That was just desperation.
And
like,
that as well.
no, you're at this
The
level.
centre back as well.
Yeah. You're at this level where you know you need to be standing up for as long as
Yeah.
possible, and that was way too easy. Way too easy. One, he wasn't even near the ball for the slide, so the chop, whichever way it was going to go, he was going to go missing
No,
anyway.
but to be fair to him, I think maybe he's thinking if he's going to place across the box, I need to get in front of that. Like, I need to block it.
But Gakpo
But you don't
don't
need
use
to
his
block it
left
like
foot
that.
like
I
that.
know.
No, just like
Gakpo
if
doesn't
you
use
look,
his
so
left
I,
Stick your leg out.
the perfect example, Van Dijk on the
Yeah.
other end.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Dalot that got through.
Yeah.
And Van Dijk's kind of stalking him, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh, you need to get closer to that. And then he's just, I think he was waiting. It was like a cut-off point. If Dalot puts the cross in here, then I'll do this. And if he goes beyond that point, I'm committing. He went past the point, and Van Dijk just went for him and just took him out, took the ball out.
Yeah.
And I think, all right, cool. There was less of a period of time for De Ligt to think. He just had to do something.
Yeah.
But I agree with Ben. You gotta stay on your feet there. You have to stay on your
I agree. And then great finish. So it's 1-1. People are like, okay, all right, here we go. But Man United were in lead for 6 minutes, 7 minutes, right? So then I start to think, okay, right, it's just gonna crumble now. You work so hard to keep a team like Liverpool at bay. You get your reward, and then now it's like, then penalty comes. Handball against De Ligt. What are we saying? I think I feel sorry for him.
No, it's a penny.
It's a pen.
Your hands in that unnatural position.
yeah.
No, but
In
your
that
hands in
Nah.
that
in this day
unnatural
and age,
position.
He's
it's
thrown
a
the
clear
hands
penalty,
up in
innit?
the
Your
air.
hands up in the air that high, like you're asking for trouble.
Even if you're trying to get out of the way because
Yeah.
it took a deflection.
I think he thought the ball was gonna hit his face.
Okay,
No.
but then why's your hand over here?
Because you do that like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
He
because
did
his
do
hand
that.
was
I'm
over
not saying
here,
handball, I just said
And
I feel for him.
and he turned his head
Yeah,
over to the right.
yeah.
So it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Unnatural
Tricky
position.
one. And I know I shouldn't doubt him, but sometimes Salah does a bad on penalties.
Yeah.
Because,
He didn't do his normal run up today.
No, he
I
didn't.
know
Yeah,
that.
That's
you know when he
another
comes
thing,
in from the right and like
Yeah,
comes
there's
across a
hop.
little bit.
Yeah. Anana got a hand to it, but I think the power was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they say if you get the hand to it, you should save it, but
Salah's only missed like 2 penalties.
I think he's
He's missed more than that.
Nah, he's
overall.
only missed.
No,
I think
but
he's
in the
taken
last-
84.
Oh, yeah.
in the last.
I think he's missed 7 out of 84.
I think his last one was against you lot last season,
Yeah.
where
Yeah, so it's
skewed
fine.
it wide.
So 2-1. Business as usual, right?
You say that, we just look shaky.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say, like,
you'd think going 2-1 up,
Mhm.
having played so badly,
That you
getting
just
back in
lock
the
it up
game,
and-
get in front, you'd think, right, a bit
I'm
control.
expecting 3-1, I'll be honest.
And I think this is the first game where I've kind of questioned Slot's kind of in-game management.
Agreed.
So
I was
I-
about to ask you that.
Yeah, so the subs that he made, so he took off
Jones.
Diaz
Yes.
and Jones.
Yes.
I had no problem with those two going off
But
but
who
bringing on
replaced him
Jota-
for? Yeah.
and Darwin at the same time. It just lost the control in the middle a
Yeah.
little bit. You needed.
Yeah.
I think Elliott would have been good to kind of play at the top of the three, just kind of a like swap with Jones, and then play Darwin or
Jota.
Jota in place of Diaz.
So sorry, just on that point, no. But so I think again, we've commended Slot on the pod before. But he does things. He doesn't wait. Like I think I've passed Arteta before. He does it early and normally he's sometimes he'll change things twice in the game, right? He's made these subs on 61 minutes. But to your point, you get those wrong, you're making a change that's ineffective quite early on. There's still half an hour to go and it could come back to bite you. Right?
Yeah. And it's quite attacking. Like even when Jota was on the ball, because he was the deeper of the two that came on, he was still quite attacking. And it just the balance just wasn't
But
there.
do you
We didn't have the
think-
control in the middle
Yeah.
of the
Do
park.
you think that changed because Gakpo scored? So I think he
Oh,
was
yeah,
going for Gakpo
Yeah, Gakpo
Yes.
was-
and
Gakpo-
Diaz, and then when
Yes.
Gakpo scored, he was like, oh.
Yeah, Gakpo was meant to
then
come off.
he delayed the sub. And then you see him giving some other instructions. And then kept Gakpo on because Gakpo looked like he's on fire.
And I wanted to ask you guys that, right? Should he do that? I know you scored, but I had a plan. Come off.
My confidence.
What are you saying?
Nah,
I think he should.
I agree. I think if you score, you get a lift in it. You're like,
Yeah,
but come off. There's a reason why you're coming off.
No. I hear you, but I agree with Keith, and I think my thing is, I agree with Keith in terms of the management. I would have changed it. I would have just said, all right, let me give you lot another 5 more minutes.
You wouldn't have made the sub straight away. Still.
No. Yeah. Let me give you 5 more minutes to see where this goes. Yeah. Because I agree with Keith. The goal does give you a lift. It gives you a bit of impetus to keep going. Okay, let's see where I'd have told the sub, sit back down. I agree with you in this point that I would still made that change. Yeah. I would have given him 5 more minutes.
Because that leads into what you're saying about who he brings on, because he changed where they were going to go when they come.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and I think Gakpo was up for it because even when they won the penalty, did you say he was taking all the heat from the United players? I was like, oh, what? Gakpo's taking the penalty because he was holding like he's taking it. And then he goes, here you go, Salah.
Yeah, that's the new thing now.
Yeah,
the penalty taker hides back there. So it looks like he's not taking
Henderson
it.
used to do it as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think that's a different space Gakpo's in. Like over the last, 10, 12 games now?
Yeah,
longer, even from last season, his performances have been creeping up and getting better. So, yeah.
And then Amorim makes his own change. He brings on Garnacho. Takes off Maino and brings on Garnacho. And I just think that just helps. Even though it ended up being a 2-2, but I think it helped you, though. I don't think...
I think that was a good change.
Really?
For United.
I feel like they were missing.
I think that was a good change.
Yeah, they did. I agree with you.
So that's a trade-off he's made, but I think they missed him in the middle. I think things
they
then
lost
changed.
A bit of control and they became a bit desperate.
Yeah, and then Gravenberch was like, I can breathe. Okay, let's go. Do you know what I mean?
It still gave them the outlet of attacking Trent. So where they might have lost control in the middle a little bit, they had someone a little bit more direct on Trent who had a great game.
And then as you say, and then as we talked about, the man of the moment, I guess, to be honest, for Man United, Diallo pops up with what is... It felt like a really easy goal to score against you guys.
So my only gripe with that goal there is the fact that the cross came in.
Yes. Oh. Not the marking from Robertson on Ahmad. Bro, Ahmad could have applied for a mortgage in the time he had. Like you can, he's so late. Even dives,
I agree with you.
When he dives to tackle Ahmad's too young.
What's the first rule?
No cross.
The cross doesn't come in.
Yeah, there was no cross. Yeah, fair.
No, again, it was. I know. Konate went out to cover Trent, and Trent tucked in. But then, from the both of them, it was just either. I think if it was Trent out there or it was Konate, that cross was coming in. Because there was another situation where Bradley was then defending, and that ball did not come in the box.
And it was a great ball because he's played it behind the defense. Everyone's going one direction.
Yeah.
So if he meant that, that's fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. And then it's 2-2, and I think we're all not stunned, but it's like, wow, Man United they're here to play. It's Anfield, And then Harry Maguire has a chance to be the hero.
I don't think he was expecting it, to be fair.
I feel for him, and if you haven't seen the game, Zerchi gets in on the right-hand side, down the right-hand side, Liverpool's left, in behind. Was Robert still on the pitch at that point? He's one-on-one with Alisson, but the angle's not great. And if you're not high in confidence and your fans are just booed you off, you roll it in so a guy can have a tap in. The pass wasn't the best. By the time it gets to Maguire, it's bubbling, etc., etc. When you look on the replay, it hits his shin. So 6 yards out, Harry Maguire skies it. I mean, that could... I don't want to place too much on moments, but when you're in a situation like Man United are in, that goal could have been such a lift. You went to Anfield.
You won.
I think I've heard a stat that these are the first goals that Man United have scored at Anfield in 6 years. Not points, just goals. Nah, that's a joke, bro. So I'm watching that home thinking, is he going to score?
To be honest, he had time to apply for a mortgage.
Yeah.
It's fell to the wrong person, isn't it? Just someone you don't want it to.
Literally.
And I know it would have been tight. He could have taken a touch.
Yeah, I think I don't think he was expecting it. I think he was just like,
passes it.
Like, this is you. This is your moment, Xerxes. And when it's come to me, like,
but that finish from there is not easy. Even if for someone in form, that would have been a top finish from there.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm kissing my teeth about a commentator in the Chelsea Palace game when he said something about anyway, but we touched on that.
So look, I think all in all, Man United, I think I hate when people say deserve the job, but I think the draw is the fair outcome. Man United can look at that game and say we could have snatched a win there. And I think if you guys had lost, you could have felt aggrieved, but it wouldn't have been like you blew them away and it was a proper smash and grab, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It came well, they set up well. Amorim can probably use, well, I think we've said this before, so who knows. And lastly, on this Liverpool-Arsenal game, I got a voice note from a Man United friend of mine. And he made a good point. He said, Amorim keeps talking about the number of training sessions with players. I have my view on this, but I'll let you lot speak first. So he was saying, is there a thing that we don't talk about enough as fans in the media, etc., about when a manager comes in with the schedule and everything, how much time does he actually have to get his ideas across when you're on point mid-season, right? It's not like you got pre-season and you got the whole pre-season to do all your stuff. You take over a team in October, November in the Premier League. There's no winter break.
Yeah.
Is that a credible thing for us to start thinking about and saying, well, he's probably not had as many training sessions as he would like? Or is it another excuse?
No, he came out and said this was his first full week of training.
Yeah.
Like, of prep. So...
I think you can use it up to a point.
Yeah.
Because obviously...
When you were winning, you had enough training, don't you?
Mm.
But they weren't really on a winning streak, were they? So...
Fair enough.
So yeah, I think like, he's been there about 6 weeks now?
Yeah.
Maybe a bit longer.
Six weeks, 2 months.
He's played 8 Premier League games.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say 2 months.
Yeah.
I think when you get to kind of March, you can't be saying this.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing if you're implementing the same training system for 4 months, then you can't say we're not having enough time. Well, that's enough time.
And accumulately, you've had enough training sessions over the 4 months.
But it is tough though, because you're playing Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. So you're only really getting 2-3 training sessions a week, really.
And most clubs now, maybe January the 4th, yeah, so they've played 3 or 4 games, well, at least 3 games in the last 10, 12 days.
Yeah. And on top of that as well, I mean, footballers are creatures of habit, right? They practice. In order for a system to be embedded, you've got to practice through it as well as play through it as well. So if you're not getting enough time on the grass, so to speak, in order to, go over and over and over, then I can understand that to a point, because, if you've got a game on Saturday or Sunday, then a game on Wednesday, then you've got, you have rest days, then you've got gym sessions for recovery, and I think you're only going to get, let's be honest, you're only really going to get half a day's worth on the grass.
And maybe that's where the quality of player comes in as well, because they're better players that can pick up a bit quicker, etc.
I think a month's enough. And the reason, and I'm being real, and the reason a month, I think a month's enough. And the reason being is this.
Especially these months he's had them. Let's remember, November and Christmas and December is busy times.
Very busy.
I hear that, but also you're forgetting they have their what do you want to call it? Meet analysis time. So they sit down, they get sent on with clips. Yeah. This is what I need to do.
But that's not the same as
I hear it's not the same, but that's alongside
getting on the grass.
Yeah. But that's alongside training as
Especially the changes he's making a month.
But you're getting alongside the training.
He's clearing the boards.
Yeah. Exactly. This is it.
He's not coming in with some augmented 4-3-3 or whatever. They said, no, we're going 3 at the back.
No, I'm saying a month.
A month.
I'm saying a month.
God help anyone. You ever become a chairman of a football club? God help your manager. All right. So another 2 points dropped. You'd argue for Liverpool in the title race, but I think a good result for Man United away at Anfield. Moving on now, in form, Newcastle travel to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where they beat Tottenham 2-1. They had 2 goals in the first 6 minutes. Dominic Solanke put in Spurs in front before Anthony Gordon equalised. And then Alexander Isak again scores again for Newcastle to make it 2-1. As of the end of this game, Spurs had lost 50% of their games this Premier League season. We are halfway through the season. And Ange Postecoglou's prickly responses after the game were, if this was a level playing field, we would have won that game.
Is it? I mean, how is it not a level playing field?
I don't know. No one got sent.
Injuries,
But
quality of players, innit? Quality. I'm going to defend him here because how many players are missing? I am going to.
You're defending Spurs. You feel
I am.
Oh, wow.
Even though, hold on. Even though I don't think their squad is actually good, I don't think that. But for them to have a real chance, they're missing both their centre backs,
Romero and Van der Ven,
both their fullbacks,
their goalkeeper.
No, one fullback.
Pedro Porro
played. He came back. So, all right, their goalkeeper. Werner started today.
But
But that was his choice.
And you said last week Son should be dropped.
Yeah,
And that's what he did.
So, but the quality, the drop off is massive. Then you got the centre midfield that's not good enough anyway. But who was missing in the centre?
Yeah, but he
midfield?
left Basuma, Madison,
On.
And Son on the bench.
On the bench.
Yeah,
That
but
was
I'm
choices
saying,
he made.
I'm saying if you look at the back line,
Yeah.
those are big players missing in the back line. And then another attacking option in terms of not that I rate him again, Richarlison. That's
He
a
wasn't
big.
even on the bench.
No, he's injured.
Yeah, he's
He's
injured.
Again.
Yeah.
Still injured. Yeah.
And then so that's my whole thing. When I even though I don't think Spurs are good enough, and I think actually it's a big job down there at the moment in terms of football IQ that's required. Like people look at Bentancur and like I said, he's not good. Basuma again, football IQ.
As you make out, man.
He is.
I
But
don't think so.
Basuma, football IQ is not there. He's got the physical attributes.
Yeah, he does some strange stuff.
He does some strange stuff. And then you got Sarr actually I think he's the best one out of all of them. And he keeps taking him off. So
because you can't trust him.
and then Maddison,
Sar's always a minute away from a stupid tackle.
and then Maddison, I think you just need to give him love. If you give Maddison love, I think he makes the whole thing different. However,
No, but I'm glad you touched on that. I personally, right, I think his management or mismanagement of Madison is going to make or break his time at Spurs. Honestly, bro. Honestly. Like, how Madison can consistently be on the bench. I know Kulusevski has been doing well, but he even made him captain yesterday.
yeah.
Right? But if you look at this midfield, Bergvall, who I hear is good actually, he's decent. Werner, Kulusevski, Johnson, Sarr. You cannot tell me you cannot find space for Madison in that midfield.
100% you can. But I think there's a lack of trust around the like you said, we just touched on it. Basuma, you don't know what Basuma version you're getting of him from game to game. Yeah, you get and then weird decisions during the game. Then you got Sarr, like you said, always one tackle away from being sent off. I just think there's if you look at the defense, I think that's his saving grace at the moment. That not having all his defenders and goalkeepers is the level playing field.
So key, even when we talk about injuries and stuff here, I like to focus on what the manager can control, which is why I'm talking about who he's picked, etc. You're Daniel Levy at this point. What do you think that the thought process has to be? Because I brought it up before and I said, if he carries on like this, we might be looking at Christmas is gone now. But I was thinking it could be end of the year that he's gone. You guys are like, nah, he'll make it to the end of the season. Do you still think that's the case? You think this carries on? He makes it to the end of the season.
He makes it to the end of the season.
Yeah, I think he makes it because Levy just won't want to pay out, and I think if he gets to the end of the season, they can kind of be amicable and be like, let's do a.
They're 12th.
And with the
They're 12th.
like, I think we might have said this about Man City, and I think Tottenham are in the same kind of position. Like, we're in the era of like youth systems being like a lot of money being pumped into them, and teams taking youth players from other teams. There must be because Jed Spence is playing left back. It's not his favourite position. Like, he's better at right back. There must be a centre back in Spurs' youth system or a left back.
Well, Archie Gay's playing there and he's playing there well.
Yeah, but that's not his favourite. He's a central midfielder. You know what I mean? And Grant, he's playing okay.
And he put him there and he's playing well.
But surely you want someone there in the natural position.
Yeah, but
Like,
you're
I
hoping that youth player though, but when one of the worst runs of the
Yeah, I think
So what's the harm? And like, it goes back to like when Liverpool were having the issues, they're playing Henderson centre back and blah blah, and they had two ready-made centre backs there.
Who? Phillips and Quanta?
No, Phillips and Williams.
Phillips and Williams. And then when he played them, they're like, they're actually doing all right. Like, just give them. It can't get any worse.
Playing all right.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Until they didn't play all right.
No, they got us through to the end of the season. They got us through to the end of the season. Yeah, they got us through to the end of the season.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Like, there must be, having all this youth investment, there must be someone you can say, right, let me give you.
Must be. I hear what you're saying logically, but they might just look. It's
physically, IQ wise.
It's not an exact science, is what I'm looking at. So there might not be key. There might not be anyone that's good enough to play.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Well, they might not be the level.
But that happens in the academies, though. You don't get a Bradley or
every
a
time.
Jones every year. You get 1, 2 every 5-6 years. You don't get a Saka every year. Saka's 22, 23. 1 year is 17. That's a 5-year gap.
Yeah, I just think it's poor from just clubs in general that you don't have ready-made.
Well, they're ready-made. The issue is, are they good enough? And I think sometimes.
But how do you know? But you don't know until you give them a
I hear
go.
what you say, but then you see them. But remember, he sees them in training. He's like, boy, son's skinning you every single time. Like, so what hope you're gonna have against Isak? You understand? And that's son being old. So
no, I take your point. I just think I think there are more immediate, closer things to him.
Yeah, like I'm being a bit facetious
like
about
if I'm the director of football, maybe they'll have this conversation. I don't know. I've never been a DRF, but I'll be like, can we talk about the use of the? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's that thin line with coaches, and you don't pick the team. But listen, I think he's on the thinnest of ice, man.
Oh no, of course.
And to be fair as well, I know. Williams and Phillips only got on the pitch because that defender we brought in was not good enough.
Who?
The one that we loaned him to Rangers. I think he's at Rangers now.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
I'm talking,
the guy from Preston.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
So we actually bought a defender, Ben
Nate?
Davis or something like that, or something Davis.
Yeah.
We bought a defender in.
I think I remember this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Preston for like
Yeah.
5 million.
Yeah.
And
And then they must have seen him in training and been like,
The data showed one thing.
we made a mistake. He never played. Pitch.
Don't they do tapes anymore and that?
No, but the
you get a
data-
little CD or you get a little email. This is all the data, but here's some clips and situations.
But he must have been having a good season that season when he got signed.
Yeah.
But
Fair play to him.
never
But
played.
remember I said it as well about Joe Linton. That middle of Tonali, Joe Linton, and
Marash.
it's just physical. That's just pure
Yes.
strength. There's no real.
There
and
is
the
a lot of
technical-
technical
No,
ability
Tonali's
in
the
there.
has added a lot.
Yeah.
To
And
No, but
Marash.
when I mean technical, like the little short interchange passes, they're not on the round the corner passing like that.
Oh, I think you're doing Gimaresh a little disservice.
No,
I was
no,
like
no.
you, but I'm not gonna lie.
Groomers
Yeah, a
don't
bit
do
more
round the
ball than we
corners
think.
like that. No. Like,
So
'cause
Linton definitely not.
like-
It's just a battering ram, innit?
yeah.
But
And Tonali's up to speed now. Like when he first came back from the ban, it took him a few games.
And
I
now,
think now
and he's basically doing DLP. Like he's picking up the ball of the centre backs, etc.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's
looking
He's
alright.
looking
that
like the
midfield
player
three
that he
just-
was.
Because they bullied. Who was the last previous game to Tottenham? Who did they play before Tottenham again? Was it United? It was United, right?
I want to say so.
Yeah, and that midfield just bullied.
Yeah.
Bullied.
I
So,
might owe Jacob Murphy an apology. Not yet though. Yeah, I might.
nah.
Confidence, innit?
It's confidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He's been a player.
No, he's just effective.
He's playing better.
He's
but
been up and down, right? Because him and Barnes were interchangeable at the start of the season.
Yeah,
innit? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
one would have a good game and the other where now it's his turn, innit? It's to
100%.
see whether he can.
Yeah, but I
Continue
think
it.
he's always been there or thereabouts.
And I mean,
Me.
from Newcastle's point of view, and I call them Jekyll and Hyde, etc. But are they being consistent? This is what their 6th win in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the
Um,
majority of their players are back now, right?
Yeah, Botman's
yeah.
first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bench now. Trippier on the bench, Harvey Barnes on the bench, Almiron, Joe Willett, Longstaff, Miley. So yeah, I think he's basically got his first team out.
Apart
really.
from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, apart from the goalkeeper, who Jacob Murphy is probably he would consider part of his strongest 11 now. So
Yeah.
he's probably got his strongest early of Botman's back, as you said. Fabian Shaw I know was suspended, so he'll have Botman and Shaw back the next game. But yeah,
So what? Dan Burn don't touch pitch now.
no, I think
No,
he
I think
touches
Burns
pitch.
a mainstay.
Yeah, I think it will be
in that team.
Hall or Livermento. I think Livermento drops out.
You think so?
Yeah, he loves
possibly.
Dan Burn, bro.
Okay.
Eddie Howe
Yeah.
loves Dan Burn.
I think it'll be a tough game for Arsenal on Tuesday.
I agree.
League Cup semi-final.
League Cup, yeah, I agree. And Spurs' next game, home game in the Premier is North London Derby. Not like Arsenal firing all cylinders right now, which is a good segue to the Brighton Arsenal game. I guess I think rightfully so. There's a lot of debate around Arteta and his team selection and how defensively it was set up, right? And not in terms of formation, but when you look at the selection,
Personnel.
you had 3 centre backs and 4 DMs.
On the bench.
On the pitch, bro.
On the pitch, yeah.
On the pitch.
On the pitch. Do you
Bro,
see?
Thomas Partey right back, William Saliba centre back, Gabriel centre back, Calafiori left back. He's a centre back, by the way. by
But
trade.
he plays left back as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Then midfield, the 3-man midfield
Jorginho.
was Jorginho,
Rice.
Mourinho, and Declan Rice.
But his
So
hand
where's
was
the- where's-
forced a little
wait,
bit because
Where's Odegaard?
he was
No,
he was
rested.
ill. No, what they said he was ill.
They
Innit?
said he was ill. Then we
And-
had Jesus, we had Jesus, Trossard, anyway, him starting just annoys me. And then Waneri, who played well and scored the goal. Then Waneri gets injured at half time, muscle injury. He's going to be out for some time. So to give the other side to that,
Oh,
watch
wow.
that. Let me give you the bench. Tierney was on the bench. That tells you where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Kivior, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Lewis Skelly, who's been playing well recently,
Mm-hmm.
right? Maybe wants to give him a bit of a break, whatever. Martinelli, and then 2 youth players, Ismail Caballero and Butler Yadeji.
So, why can't Zinchenko get a game in central midfield?
I was just about to say
I wouldn't
that.
even say. I'd say Lewis Skelly
Well, yeah.
because he's a midfielder.
No,
And he's been
No,
filling
but
in at
Brighton
left
are
back.
pretty physical and
no, but it's not. I think physically he can handle that. I don't think that would be an issue for
I think
Skelly.
he's
But Zinchenko, and I think I know why you mentioned him. He's very creative. He looks for the between the line passes. He doesn't mind taking it under pressure. He's got a shot, and remember he plays a 10. He plays the 10 for Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I don't know
man.
what Arteta's
Don't
pet
get me
peeve is
wrong, I'm
against.
always aware that there's stuff we don't know. I don't know what shape Odegaard was in. You know, they couldn't risk him for longer than half an hour, all this stuff. But you see that lineup and you're just like, 700 million quid later, that just looks mad to me.
I think that's more to do with him than the money spent though.
Yeah,
No,
because
but what I'm saying is the squad you've built, because again, he got promoted, he's not just a coach, he's a manager. So you've had a big hand in pulling your squad together. We should be able to handle some of this stuff.
yeah, because the only injuries really are Ben White and Saka in it.
And then Kai's got a
Tomiyasu.
knock. I think Kai Havertz. Tomiasu's injured as well.
Yeah, and Timber was
Tomiyasu's not
suspended.
really a starter.
Timber was
though, isn't it?
suspended.
Yeah, Timber was suspended.
But I'd
But,
take Tomiyasu over Kivior.
Well, no, I know you play to me
Well,
as
you'd
right
say
back,
that,
and then you
but
can play party
availability, innit?
centre mid. Then you can play party centre mid. But look, watch the game. I think early on we had it wasn't as free flowing Arsenal as we'll keep saying that, but that free flowing Arsenal seems about 3 months ago anyway.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the level of football that you see when Odegaard, when Odegaard came back and him and Saka were ticking away, etc. And it's just the usual stuff I complain about. Some of Trossard's decision making when he starts. Doesn't seem to have the urgency. It just seems to take a little bit long to do what he's doing. Waneri was giving their left back quite a bit of trouble. He was very direct. And that's what his goal came from. Very confident.
I think he looked the most creative and most like kind of front foot player that
Wanted
you
to
lot had
affect.
that you lot had on the pitch.
Keeper
Whereas usually
got
that
to
would
do
have
better.
been Saka.
The goal though.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to what you lot said earlier. Like, are you rolling it across? Are you shooting? Are you? So I agree, but I think
Van Hecker.
the one I do think the one thing I would take from that is the confidence of Waneri in that moment, because you're one of the junior players in the team. You got 2 senior players who basically you rolled that ball because they got a tap in, and you said, "No, I'm shooting."
Yeah. But it even caught me off guard when I saw the finish, because when like the angle that they had on the highlights was so far, I was like, oh, what? Where did that come from? And then when you saw it close up, it just
I saw Jesus. I think it was right from the box. I was like, "All right, roll it over." And if you don't score that,
in for it.
bruv, you're in problems. But fair play to Brighton. I think Brighton played well. Our mate Belieber in the middle,
Very good game.
very good game. I think Brighton should have won this, if you're being very honest. Ball come across, I can't remember what half the chance was in. Ball's come across, I think it came to... Did Adringa?
Oh, when he sliced it.
Yeah, I think it came to Adringa. Literally penalty spot. Side foot. He just side foot anywhere to go. And he slices it. And it goes off for a
throw it. Like, wait for a throw in.
Went for a throw-in. Yeah, went for a throw-in.
Wow.
He's in the box. So people are like, oh, I said, no, because once they've made the chance, you've already kind of not done what you were supposed to do. Them missing is a Brighton problem, not an Arsenal problem.
Yeah.
Your problem is that they created that chance in the first place.
Yeah.
So they had enough chances to. I think they can be disappointed not to necessarily win the game. Did we create enough chances that I thought we should have taken? I think Jesus had one when he was through and go 1-on-1. But I'm almost desensitized to him missing 1-on-1s now.
Where was Havertz? Injured.
He's got injured. He's got a knock or
sick.
something.
He's
got a virus.
went
There's
through.
a buzz
Yeah,
going
that-
around
yeah,
on his ground
yeah.
at the moment.
So
I think with
so Havertz, I know what your game is. Havertz is out. Saka's out.
Odegaard's
Odegaard's not
sick.
well.
Waneri, Odegaard,
Waneri. I'm not saying it was
Sterling's
easy.
out injured as well.
Sterling's injured.
Sterling. Okay, here's a question. No, sorry, Keith, you was
No,
going
I was just going to say, after Brighton scored the penalty, that was the most disorganised I've seen Arsenal in a very long time.
Transition of play.
It was just like, you couldn't really keep the ball, and then when you had it, there wasn't like the right pass to make. Like normally, there's always an option, and obviously with Saka and Odegaard was on the pitch.
And then
right
Waneri's not on the pitch at that point.
Yeah,
as well.
like there's normally just like an outlet, and like you seem to be missing. And I was like, I'm just quite surprised at how disorganized you
Mate,
actually
even
look.
before the penalty, some of the defending, people are swinging at clearances.
Oh yeah, they're twice in the box.
Yeah, I'm just like, what's going on, guys?
And another point which I find really interesting or bizarre. Why we never play left-footed right back? You never ever do. You see a right back go left back in the game. So if the left back's injured, you see a manager go, "Oh, I've got to play Timber," but you'll never see a left back.
Well, it's
available left backs to play right back.
It's funny you said that. Another Arsenal supporting friend saying this morning is that clearly Arteta balances the team in a certain way. The right side of our team is there to attack and create chances, and the left side is almost there like a bit of a stabilizing crutch. You know, a bit of a rebalancing, because that's where you stick Xhaka, or the left 8 is more about winning duels and all that stuff. The right 8 is where you stick Odegaard, etc. And we always talk about, oh, well, if you got a Maddison in, you could have a right 8 Odegaard, a left 8 Maddison. But it doesn't look like Arteta's not having that. So he wants, if the attack's going to be this side, I'm going to have stability on the left side.
He done it in the, I think one game, either Timber had to come off because he had cramp or something. And he put Calafiori right back.
Yeah.
And Calafiori finished the game right back. And I think either Zinchenko came on and went left back, or Kibio went left back. So he has done it before.
But because he's forced to. I don't think ideologically it's something he likes.
Yeah, I hear that, but Partey right back. Not that Partey can't play right back, but we lose so much when he plays right back in terms of the between the line passing.
No, I agree. I think he's done okay as a right back. But I bet what you're saying is what you're not getting from him not being in midfield then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
especially for this game.
Question. For you guys, as Arsenal fans. Feel free to chip in, Keith. Arteta's sole trophy came with a squad that wasn't his. Right? And then
he bummed out those players straight after.
Right. He got rid of those players that he said were not good enough.
Yeah, they weren't doing the non-negotiables. Yeah.
And now he's built his own squad. And since then, he's won 2 charity shields. 2?
Yeah, and he's been poor in cup competitions in my opinion.
And he's finished second.
Wait, has he reached a cup final with that squad? Since Orban and them not left, he's not. Has he even reached semi-finals?
No.
We got Champions League quarterfinals last year.
What you have now.
Oh yeah, semi-final Carabao Cup. Okay, fine.
Okay.
5 years later, all right, fine.
So he's built a squad that's his own, or he's of his own doing. Him and Edu. Edu's gone now. He's finished second back-to-back seasons. He's now reached the League Cup semi-final. Do you think he's performed to a level that he should have?
In short, yes. Past tense. He has performed to a level he should have. His first job, his inexperience, But you've made your own, like I think I said before, you've made your own standard now. That baseline's gone. When we started competing for the title,
that caveat.
So now I'm judging you on now. Yes. That's not going to be good enough. If we fast forward 2 years, 2 more second place finishes, and no success in any cup competitions, you're not doing well.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So you've answered my question before. I was going to say, how long before the pressure starts to mount and
I think
the
it's
media?
This season.
Yeah, we had this convo. These two said it's this season. I said it's next season.
But I think from fans,
so
this
if he ends the season with no trophy,
I think you give him
and
one
second,
more year.
he gets another year.
Yeah, in my eyes, you do.
Yeah, but I think from fans, but I think from the club, they've backed themselves in the corner with this new contract.
Yeah, they've got to give him.
Giving him a new contract, it made him second or third best paid manager in the world. That effectively says you've got the obviously within reason. But bro, honestly, I think if he gets another 2 Champions League, he stays Champions League, gets another 2 second place finishes, and we get like a FA Cup final or something, I think they'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think with the
fans will be chatting, but I think the hierarchy.
Yeah.
I think they're prepared to take the pressure. They done it with Wenger, remember?
Yeah.
Remember, all the fans was like chanting, booing, and and then it got to the point where it was like, all right, we're not moving forward. But remember, they're also prepared to get rid if they don't think he's the right person for the job. So they done that with Emery. They said, all right, you're not the right person you're not the right fit. We're going to move on. Remember, when you looked at it, and I don't think that's because of the fans. I think that was them talking to the players, key players, and they're saying, look, it's not marrying for us. So they got rid of him and brought in Arteta.
I think the key thing is going to be whoever replaces Edu. whoever replaces Edu has to be their own person.
Has
But
the
he's got a
board
say in that,
has
right?
the board come out and kind of signified what their intentions are? Is it we want trophies, or is it we're trying to
They've always
build
said they
and
want
sustain?
trophies.
Nah, they've done the whole. Because they're American sports owners as well, right?
Yeah.
So they've done that whole. They've been very clear. This is a Champions League club with Champions League costs that are not playing in the Champions League. So we're investing to win the Premier League and to be a challenger for the Champions League. They have come out and said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing is, if he's not doing that, there are other managers that can do that. They can take on what he's built. I don't think it has to be Arteta or bust. Everyone's like, oh, if you get rid of him, you're starting again.
No,
I'm not starting again.
He's
The
given
squad's
us,
Yeah.
it's there now. It's just
The
a
squad's
little
there.
tweak and a little adding.
And I've said it before, I actually think it's on both sides. If I'm Arteta and I get to a certain point, I probably do want to go somewhere else and win because the quality is slightly higher. Like, if I go to Barcelona and they'll give me certain funds and I can draw certain players, I might be able to win there quicker.
Mm.
Or if I go to whatever it is, and say for us, if someone comes with a little bit more experience, they might be able to do something. I can't get this mentality where that like it's Arteta or nothing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of managers. He's not the best manager in the world. But sometimes when you speak to Arsenal fans, it's like, well, who'd you get instead of Arteta? Well, I don't know, but he's not the last manager on earth.
Do you think it's a bit of Stockholm syndrome because of how bad you were pre-Arteta
Mm.
to where he's taken you?
Don't
People can't see like the wood for the trees, innit?
But I remember before we were bad, innit?
Mm.
It's true. I remember before we were bad.
So
So,
you know.
Yeah.
and I think me saying that there could be a time where we need to move on for him, doesn't mean he hasn't done well.
Mm.
You've done well, you just haven't done well enough.
Yeah.
Next step with it. It's as simple as that. So, bro, he needs to win the Carabao Cup, I think. Get to the final and make a good showing of it. And we got to do better in the cup competitions because that's another thing people don't talk about. Those second place finishes are great. Your classmates were fighting in 4 cups with you for that league.
Mm.
You had gone out of them cups early.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We were out of the FA Cup early doors. So yeah. But again, I don't want to overreact. Liverpool have drawn today, so it wasn't the end of the world. But every time Liverpool have
We haven't
faltered,
capitalized.
they haven't lost. So faltered, we haven't capitalized.
Mm.
So we've been lucky again. Been lucky, but it doesn't look like we've got the minerals to take advantage of. If you guys lost 2 games in a row, for example, right now it doesn't feel like we'll do anything about it. We might draw twice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how many games have you drawn and we're still here? And if you win those 2 games in hand, you'll be 12 points ahead. It's ridiculous.
That's one game.
Oh yeah, so it's one game now.
with 9
Yeah.
points. It's still
So yeah,
with
I
a
mean,
better
what is
goal
it now? How
difference.
many points difference is it now?
That's
6.
6 with a game in hand, but we got a better goal difference, so it could be 10.
So it could be 9 points.
Yeah, 9 official, 10 with the goal difference.
Yeah, 7. We've got 7 goals goal difference. You can swing, but yeah, it's not great, and I think he could be accused of it looking like he's running out of ideas. He could be. I'm not there yet.
I
but he
think
could- he
this
could be
this
accused of that.
period of this run of games that are coming up are going to be quite telling how he manages. I mean, Saka missing is.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Rodri to City?
Mm-mm. I
Or
don't think
no, but this
Yeah.
is
That's a good question.
is him missing going to be Rodri to City? And I don't think Arsenal are going to go on a run of defeats, but
But you're not winning the games in the way you should be, or the games you should be winning. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
or is it going to be no? He's just a player in the system. We can continue.
Yeah.
No, that's true. And then to Keith's point, there must be some youth play you can bring. Well, we'll
Oh yeah,
see.
you've got them. He just doesn't always play them.
And it's January now.
Is it Max Downham?
Yeah, and
Is
it's
that the
January
next
now.
prodigy?
Yeah.
And these are the times where you'd have expected Sterling to play more, but obviously he's injured, blah, 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 whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Quickly, just a bit of a roundup of the rest of the games. City played West Ham. Manchester City played West Ham at home, winning 4-1. 2-game win on the bounce. I'm surprised I'm mentioning that with City like it's a thing, but you have to now because of how many games they lost. Own goal from Vladimir Kufau and then 2 goals from Erling Haaland, both assisted by Savinho, who seems to be finding his feet now. And then a Phil Foden goal with Kevin De Bruyne assist to tie it off. There was a consolation from Nicholas Füllkrug, one of the strangest signings of the season. And the 71st minute. I know it's only 2 games. I didn't watch this game. Did anyone see how City actually played?
I checked in and out. It's not ultimate super convincing. It's still
Yeah,
They're
the
still
game was
giving up
quite open.
chances.
Yeah,
Like,
the game was quite open.
yeah,
Yeah.
West Ham.
Possession wise, it was 56% with Man City, 44 West Ham. That also just, as you say, quite even.
And then I think
Yeah,
with Bowen missing, I think that has an impact. And Mikel Antonio and whatever your manager's done to Paqueta.
What do you mean, my manager?
I just went to
Well,
relate it.
all I said was that they were right to move Moyes on. Who they got in, nothing to do with me.
So with Paqueta not performing at the levels that he was performing last season, I think that's a big.
But he's got that thing hanging over his head.
Yeah.
That betting thing.
No, and I'm not disputing that. I think that, but it's not just him. It's Kudos is not performing to the same level. Like it's a number of them.
Yeah.
Because normally they can rely on like Souček to pop up with a couple goals and
Yeah,
I think they just got not right after the season, but they got to be content with like
No, you can by their normal
15th
standards.
15th to 10th.
Yeah, but
They got to be
West
happy
Ham,
with
you
that.
mean?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, I thought
they
you
got to
said
be
sorry.
happy with that, and then hopefully build on next season because this season a write off.
I mean, that win leaves City in 6th
Mm-hmm.
with 34 points. West Ham are 14th. They've gone down to 14th on 23 points, but it's so congested down there. From 15th to 11th is effectively 6 points. So 2 wins either way can shift you about. But we're starting to see it kind of separate now. Everton are 16th or 17 points, and they're 4 points away from Palace in 15th. The lines are starting to draw. Moving on, Palace, Chelsea. So Crystal Palace drew at home to Chelsea 1-1. It's the 4th game in the bounce without a win.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer got the scoring opening after a fantastic play and assist from Jadon Sancho.
My boy.
Yeah.
Sancho.
He's taking
Doing well.
liberties, the dummy.
Mm.
I mean, I'm getting a yellow card for that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm above this. See, when he comes back, I'm flying straight in.
And the thing you don't really see that dummy much anymore.
No, not anymore, no. Because if it doesn't come off, you look like a real idiot if it doesn't come off, right? And then he's still, again, you've done a nice trick, but there's end product. You know, gets the assist. And it's a really good finish from Obama as well. Composed. Again, you think, okay, we're going down a normal route, but Palace, Mateta, who seems to want to stick 2 fingers up to the club every time he plays. After he lost his place to Nketiah first season. Eze assist. So I think it's decent home point for Palace. I think Chelsea are having, it's not a bad time. They've not been losing as such.
I think the thing with Chelsea is that, like we've said, Maresca's kind of got it right in terms of how he's balanced out the team, etc. I think their problem now is when their first 11 isn't available, the quality that comes in to fill the gaps isn't quite there.
Or if they're not on form, other people are not stepping up.
Yeah, so I think it's worked in the Conference League because the level of the Conference League is not that great. But when they've been drafted into the Premier League, a lot of them have kind of dropped off.
It was a strong team yesterday, Sorry, to your point, Keith. Neto, Fernandes, Sancho, Palmer, Caicedo was a starting midfield, Jackson up front.
Got the right back, Gaston?
Yeah, Gusto started, Levi Colwill, Cucurella, and then Josh Astropong got his full debut. I heard he played really well.
Yeah, especially against Mateta and some of the one-on-ones that he ended up in, he done well.
So not a disaster for them. And we always said they will tail off, right? I mean, tail off, they're 4th. 1 point behind Forest and 4 points behind Arsenal.
Do you know who they could do with? They signed Tosin from Fulham.
Yeah.
They should have signed Anderson from Crystal Palace. Because if you've got Fulham have shopped out, well, they haven't shopped him out because they wanted to keep him. But he's gone. They spent the money on Anderson.
Yeah.
And
it's the age thing,
they've
right,
got
though.
a better...
Yeah, but
I understand the age thing, but
their
like
profile
I
doesn't allow
say, sometimes you just need that experience.
No, I agree. But even though Tosin doesn't necessarily meet what we think the standards of where Chelsea want to go to, I guarantee he plays enough games, they can still sell him for a profit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But they signed him on a free.
But also, he's got more time and room to get better, I guess is the real point.
And then the other thing is, remember they had Gahey as well. And they sold him. So it's not, they went out into the market to buy more centre-backs, but they had a centre-back that was actually very competent.
Yeah.
To
But that was a
fill
different regime though.
But that was a different
Yeah,
regime, and I understand
And he
that.
wasn't at that level yet.
One thing Keith touched on the other day, correct me if I'm wrong, was Eze's performance. That wasn't a great performance by him yesterday.
Yeah, I think he talked about this in one of the groups.
Yeah, it was very subdued. I can't even say it's fitness reasons why it was subdued. It was.
Guys, do you think this? Because it was talked about with Trent today. Oh, you said he's already in Real Madrid. Eze, we all know, we all feel like he's playing at a club that's below his level. He's proved himself at Palace now. He should be in a team that's challenging for Europe and or the league. Do you think, from from a fan's point of view and what you hear, we could look at a player today, someone like Eze, and be like, his mind's elsewhere? So surely you come in, you do the job.
I don't think his
I've
mind's.
seen a couple of that.
I don't think his mind's.
Online about Eze. He's fed up. He's had enough.
I don't know if it's had enough, but it just maybe the formation, the tactics is not. He's not feeling them, and he's not enjoying the tactics because he's gone 3-4-3, right?
We spoke about this last time. I think last time I was on the pod, I brought it up, and we keep saying, well, you got to look at the fact that Alicia is gone.
Yeah.
And that was...
Anderson's gone.
It's not even that, but, they had... I think at one point it was Eze, Gallagher, Alicia.
Yeah.
Right? And then Gallagher left because he decided he wanted to try his hand at Chelsea. And it was still Alicia and Eze. So, I've got a bit more freedom because you've now got to also worry about the guy on the other side of the pitch. Then Alicia leaves. Now all eyes are on me. So if the club's not bringing someone else in to help with that load, then
which they think they've done with Sarr, right?
Which
he looked alright.
Yeah, he hasn't been that bad. He's picked up.
Sarr looked good,
but he's not Alicia.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Quality-wise, yeah.
Right? If you're not bringing in someone to help with this load, like you've got to ease up off me because I can only do what I can do.
But then that's interesting. Then does that speak to the mentality when he goes to a big club? Because when you're a big club,
the pressure's
always on.
Yeah, the
This
pressure's
pressure's
always
feeling now is going to be the norm there.
If you're not going to rise up to it like what Zaha did, and say, "No, I'm putting the club on my back and I'm doing
that's
what I
said
can."
last
Zaha
week.
never risen to that.
Been like, those guys have left. You're the guy now. Can you replicate what Zaha done?
Because
At least say to an aspect like. It's time for you to step up and be the guy that's at the back half. No, but he was their talisman, innit? Like, regardless of his petulance and his performances sometimes, he was the talisman. And as I said last week, the second half of this season for Eze has got to show he's got the quality to make the step up to... Well, you said he can
You've
go
got to
anywhere in
look
the league.
like the big fish in the small pond.
Yeah.
And right now, he don't.
I really do want to see him in the... Like, I need to stop using Tottenham as a dumping ground. I really do want to see him in a better team, though.
But it's not that for me because you can see when he does come alive, the quality's there.
Yeah, of course.
But I just think I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is even
He's not consistent enough.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, that's fair. But from what it looked like yesterday, was like it's like he's not enjoying the formation. Like like whatever instructions he's been given, he doesn't look like he's fully enjoying it.
But what has Glasner changed? Do you know? Just
I don't know. He's gone 3-4-3. I know that much.
Okay.
And maybe the role he's asking him how to play it, he's not fully enjoying it. So there's something there. Sarr done really well yesterday. That Colombian wingback that they bought.
Bruv, he's on stuff.
Boy,
Muniz.
United.
Yeah,
If United,
he's a bit crazy, but
He's a walking yellow card, bro.
He's mad.
But he's up and down.
Yeah.
He's constant. He's a thorn. He pinned Cucurella back yesterday. So
And quickly, just to that point, I didn't realise, clearly I've not watched enough of Palace, that a lot of the time when Nketiah's been asked to play, he's not been asked to play as a 9.
he can't play as a 9.
He's been asked to play a little bit like a
10.
10 or
Yeah.
9.5, which
10.
in his mind is not what he's always been.
But I think they tried him as a 9 and
it
the
didn't
holding
work.
up and
Yeah.
he's not
It
there.
didn't
So
work.
But I think what they're saying is when he first came in the team, he wasn't as a 9. He was as that 9.5, 10.
No, when you
He was
first...
played
trying to do
9.
that free
No,
flow.
he played 9. They played him 9.
That's what I thought. But when they did interview him, that's what he said.
No, they played him
That
9
could
in the first
that could
few
be the
games.
mitigation.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, he needs to pick things up. But I've got faith. I think he will. I don't think he's a championship
Eddie
striker.
or
Yeah.
Eze?
Eddie.
Eze, yeah.
I don't think he's a championship striker. But Eze, I think he still gets his move. I think he's got enough credit in the bank.
Oh, 100%.
I just hope he's not one of these players like Isaac said, okay, you looked a certain way at Pilot. Now, and it's Monday, Wednesday, right? Monday Prem, Wednesday Europe somewhere, Saturday.
Yeah.
You got to dial it up. So, yeah, I still think he gets some move this summer.
Yeah.
Though. I still think. All right, Villa, Leicester, Van Nistelrooy's baptism of fire.
They're playing well though. That's the thing.
I don't
But they just can't. They just can't get over the line.
Play well, bruv.
Yeah.
They don't have the players.
Yeah,
they can't get over the
they can't
line.
put the finishing touches.
Yeah.
They don't have Vardy's agent. Who else is there? Vardy's agent, Ayu's agent.
Hold on, you signed Skip from Tottenham and he's on the bench. Oh.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, but
That's-
he's not vanished for his player. I get that, it's true.
Like, come on, the squad is thin.
Yeah, it's thin, bruv.
And
Are
he-
you starting, bruv? Like,
Yeah. Mamavidi's a good player.
yeah, he's good. But he's not starting.
No,
You know?
he started yesterday. He scored.
Oh, he did,
Yeah,
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 sorry,
started,
yeah. So
scored.
their midfielders yesterday was Winks, Mavadidi, El Khanous, Jordan Ayew, and Samore, with Vardy up front.
And Connor Cody's legs are gone. James Justin, I don't know what's happened to him. Like,
He dropped. So since that Arsenal game, he's dropped
Bruv,
off.
since that
Yeah.
volley, it's finished.
Yeah.
Man said I'm done for the season.
Yeah, that's it. Literally.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
good.
doing Premier League goals of the season like, for years.
Yeah.
He just looks a
alright
bit
now.
lost. So, yeah, like we said last week, preparing for next season, innit? Like, must be.
Easily. Win for Villa, not the usual suspects on the score sheet, to be fair. Ross Barkley and Leon Bailey.
Good finish by Barkley.
Oh, very good.
Drilled it.
He started as well. Which is good for him.
What,
Bailey
you thought
started.
Tillemans or Onana?
I think Onana.
Tillman
Understandable.
started.
Yeah, Tielemans started.
Yeah.
Tielemans started.
Understandable. Was Onana injured or just rested?
Onana was just rested. He didn't even come on. He was on the bench. Didn't come on.
Yeah, understandable.
But Emery does this though. So normally I'm be like, oh, he's not playing. No, Emery just goes through his seasons with players. He did it with Bailey.
Mm.
And it's less about you're not playing well. But whilst you weren't here, I think he was injured, Onana. I found something else that works. So you're gonna have to wait.
But no, but he brought Onana back in, and then
Yeah.
you know what
I like
surprised
him,
me
I
is
rate
the
him,
left
though.
back. The left back, Martin. I thought he'd be getting more minutes.
Yeah.
Good
but
assist
John's
though, but-
boy.
But he's not a left back, is he? He can play left back, but I'm sure he's a midfielder by trade or a winger by
No.
trade. He's not a left back.
I know
He's
he
played-
played left back for Dortmund.
He was playing left back for
Yeah.
Dortment.
Okay, I think with the first
Yeah.
couple of times I saw him play
I
for
think he was a left
Chelsea-
winger. I think he
Yeah,
was,
that's what I'm saying.
but I think he's a left. He kept. He's been.
He's not even on the
converted to left
bench.
back.
Oh, he's on the bench. He came on. He
And
came
he got
on.
the assist.
Yeah.
Good assist as well.
It's tricky, man. It's tricky because again, all it takes is I hate to say the right injury or whatever, and then he's
Yeah.
lost in the team. But at his stage now, you've left Chelsea to come here. But you need to play.
Yeah, because remember he put in a good stead for himself at Dortmund,
Yeah,
and then he's left Chelsea, and then he's riding. He's on the
brother.
bench.
And no disrespect to Villa. How am I playing at Dortmund every week, playing CL? I've come to Villa and I'm not even getting a team.
I can't get ahead of
Right.
what's his name? Look at Dean. I can't get ahead of Dean.
Villa as well. It's about squad management because they're still on for finishing top 8 in the Champions League.
Yeah, true.
So it's just about rotation.
And because he's
Yeah.
not a traditional left back, he can't displace Luka Dean. But there's other places I think he could have played. Like he could probably, when Bailey, he wasn't feeling Bailey, and then he was playing McGinn in some kind of attacking thing.
Yeah.
Maxson could have probably done that.
Even
But
McGinn.
do you think that
dropped
he
out.
was fed
A bit of a story.
that he'd get the game time?
I think so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Come from Dortmund, Villa, we're in the Champions League
And
now.
then I think
So
they've
us
seen him
Villa
in
win the Champions
training.
League
The
now.
system don't work for him.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, let's go.
Because
No.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
Personally.
I agree.
I'd have stayed in Dortmund.
Like if I'm his agent, we need to move. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Don't worry.
He's only
not
doing
failed me yet.
himself
Yeah,
up.
you not try to tag people to me, managers and players. Don't worry. There's still time for Matson to.
No, I think
Come
I'm
true.
confident with him, but your manager's not going to come out. of
Yeah,
this.
no, he's finished still.
Oh, you admit you're taking
No,
as your manager
Leverkusen
now?
should have gone from time.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
glad you
finished,
accept him
he's
that he's your manager.
But it doesn't matter as long as they don't bring my voice. Bournemouth, Everton.
Good finish.
Oh, Kirkes as well.
David
Yeah.
Brooks, yeah.
Kirkes is getting that move as well.
He's moving mad.
He is
He's getting that 50, 60 million.
up and down. He's busy.
How old is he? Because see some of these guys that are
I think he's
good, let's say,
24. I'm sure
I
he's,
think they're going to be done by the time they're 28, 29. It's not possible.
I'm sure he's
You can't keep doing
24.
that
I'm
for
sure he's
another-
23.
Oh, the
7
physicality
years.
is better. We told man, the physicality is better in the league now,
Bro,
man.
you see all these players we're talking about that are running 100 miles an hour up and down the whole game.
Are you getting his age?
These guys ain't
Yeah.
playing till
He's
35,
21.
26 like these old guys.
21. Yeah, yeah.
21.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
But
he's
he's
not gonna
doing
be
that since
better.
28.
Hungarian
Nah,
international.
and it's a wider topic for another time. But I'm going to be interested to see. We're talking about a lot of people playing a lot of games. We've got these managers now who want to kill their players, high intensity play.
Arteta.
Yeah. Arteta, the Brighton guy, they want to. Are we going to be seeing players playing for as long? I don't think we are.
I think we will.
I think we are.
I'm
I
not
think
sure,
fitness
man.
game, the
I think
fitness
if you look
industry
at-
just.
But I think
Like-
that's the other side to it. There's a limit.
Take LeBron for an example.
Yeah.
Like not the technology. Is it the technology? Like the
Yeah, tech science,
yeah, the
advanced, yeah.
sports science,
You got-
etc.
it's a very
I think
different
if
game,
you apply yourself, you can play for as long as you want. Like
though.
Milner's
No,
still
it's a
playing.
very
Not-
different-
not
LeBron is a
everyone.
physical phenomenon. It's
Yeah,
different,
number one.
No, but
number
I'm
one.
saying,
Not
like-
everyone is investing that kind of money into their well-being. Let's be honest. There's only the key ones we know about are LeBron and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, true.
Other players might do it, but
No, but there's loads,
Messi.
loads of players
That
playing
are high 39s.
35, like
38.
36,
But
37.
They're the
But this-
previous generation. I'm talking about this
I
generation
know,
now.
and this generation now that are coming
Oh,
through,
okay.
and
No,
that
but I
are
think-
I think
running.
that's more.
100%.
I think that's more money wise rather than.
I think the fitness
Fit-
game has
yeah.
changed so much now. They're going to be
Fair.
like right now, like
I just think this high
outside
intensity
of
game-
football, this is like we're like the fittest, healthiest generation going. Like data's shown that. So in terms of we're running, diet,
No,
drinking,
I get that, bro.
That's
Let me-
all well and good, but burnout is real.
Yeah, that's what
Your
I'm saying.
joints, regardless of
Yeah,
whether
players
you're
are
the
starting younger.
fittest,
Yeah.
your
because of that.
joints.
So like Lamar, if Lamar gets to like 35, I'd be surprised to be honest.
I'm saying.
he's getting to 35.
No, but
That's
the
another
way he
18
plays-
years, and
Bro,
he's played
even,
high level.
If he's someone like Cole Palmer, yeah, don't get me wrong. Cole Palmer, he plays the game almost at his own pace, fine. But bro, these Pedro Netos and that, I don't know. I don't know if they're still doing what they're doing at 29. I think we're gonna be
Saka and Bellingham.
Yeah.
Perfect examples. No, all right. On the other scale, Neymar, who started, he was in the Santos team, I think, from 16.
17.
His
And he was not
body's-
on high intensity blow.
He'd played
Probably was,
He'd
man.
played over 250 games at Santos
Yeah.
before coming to
To Europe.
Barcelona.
But how many games did Jude Bellingham play already? What is he, 20?
He played the most minutes for like under 21.
One, yeah.
Yeah, like I think he played like double what Beckham had played at the same age. Like that's bonkers.
So all I'm saying is I'll just be really interested to see these guys, 20, 21, 22, they've come into this era where basically their managers want them to play at basketball place on a pitch that's 3 times the size of a basketball court, right? And do that twice a week. I'm just not sure we're gonna have, because to your point,
Nah,
this generation, we've got guys playing to their 34, 35 looking calm.
I
Yeah.
think that's also
Well,
and
down
hold
to
on, and then
playing
the
styles.
fixtures-
Because their intro
and then-
was slower.
And in fixtures, now your summers are full of games.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Now you've
But I
got to
think-
go pre-season tour across the world.
I'm not sure.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's but saying that the 2 Man City players were talking and they're saying we're not going to get a break until 2027
Imagine.
because they've got the World Club Cup, then they got the World Cup next year, and then 2027, then
And
next
I'm
summer off.
And I'm not just talking injuries as well, because some of these guys are also going to be the wealthiest footballers we've ever had.
No, we're
I'm
not.
Yeah,
not
they're
just
sacked,
going to wake
yeah.
up at 29 and be like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing
That's
this anymore.
different. The retiring is different, but
Yeah, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see if they can physically, all this advanced in science and that, whether we've just balanced that out with all the games, the way we want to play, it's just madness, bro.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's true.
talking about that
That's-
Bournemouth player, I was just thinking about it.
That's a good point you raised, though. Like, they get to 28, or even, let's say 26, 27, Rashford's age.
Yeah.
You've played Bellingham minutes. You get that big,
100 goals.
you get that big contract.
The
And you
haven't
now,
won is-
now, where's the hunger?
And also, even,
I've played enough. I've played the equivalent
and my family
career.
set.
of a career already.
well,
my
even
family
forget
is
the,
set.
even forget the big money. I saw a clip where Mourinho said it the other day. They were like, oh, Marcus Rashford is young. And he said, stop the age thing. Marcus Rashford, I think he was 23
Yeah.
or 24 at the time.
He's got the experience of a.
He's played however many Premier League games. He's played however many Champions League games. He's played in World Cups, Euros. Stop telling me about his age. He's played more games and more important games than some players who are 28, 29.
Mm.
So to your point, I said, brother, I've done it all.
Now I've got that
Mashing
big
up my
contract.
body. I'm flying here, there, everywhere.
I'm a millionaire.
I'm
I've got passive income for
Bruv,
days.
And these guys, the level of wealth is going to be, if you think the Raheem Sterlings and the Rios and
But now
that, these lot,
Yeah, because now
That'll
they're
be
talking
another
about
level.
that. You got a number of them
Yeah.
talking about buying clubs now, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you're just
Coming
going to be
together,
like,
yeah.
you're just going to be like, forget
Yeah.
it. So, I think injury is going to be one thing, wear and tear, but also wear and tear just mentally and desire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be.
I think that's very different. I think
Mm.
that is a bigger factor than.
But you think
physical-
science is going to keep up to the point where, like that Bournemouth guy who is clocking, because we've had players complain about it now. If you're not running 11 kilometers a game, blah, 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 you think science is going to keep up and allow these guys to keep doing that for the same amount of time
And
we're
I think
seeing now?
playing
It needs to
styles
be
as
done
well.
in tandem. Innit?
Yeah.
Like, you've got to want to do it,
Yeah.
and then the technology will be there. So
Because there's not going to be any less games. I think we're going to see, we may see that kind of limiting thing where something bad's going to happen or something, and it's going to be like, right, you can't play any more than X amount of minutes within a specified amount of time. But I think we're going to have to get to that point.
Mm.
Because for players to be talking that, they were talking about in 2024, so they're not going to get a break until, what do you say, 2027 or something?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's madness. That's madness. Absolute madness. Anyway, let me quickly finish up, round up the games. Southampton, Brentford. Someone made a joke the other day that even if Southampton win the championship again, they shouldn't be allowed back. I mean, their goal difference now is -32. The next lowest goal difference is -21. They've got 6 points after 20 games. This might be the worst
Team.
Is that one
wait.
win and 3 draws? Or
Yeah. You asked the question again, can they get another 6 points by the end of the season? Because the lowest is 11, right?
11th Derby.
You gotta be that. But for
18
Brentford,
games to get 6 points.
and it's sad to see, but Southampton's almost a free hit now. Like,
Yeah.
as your team, you play Southampton, get your goal difference up. Maybe you can use them to recover. So Brentford 5-0 away win. Kevin, how do you say his name? Sade? Sade?
That's what they say.
Wicked finish. Little flick of the outside of the boot. And Mbeumo, ice in his veins, boy. Another 2 goals, good penalty. Wissa with the assist for his first goal. And then 2 goals in injury time. One from Lewis Potter, and then Wissa gets on the score sheet again. So another strong away performance from Brentford.
no, it's their first one. Their first away win.
The first away win.
Yeah, they've been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's at home that they do.
Yeah,
well.
it's their first away win.
But it's Southampton's. I can't even count.
Yeah.
And that leaves Brentford 11th in the table, moving up. All the fantasy football people will be happy with their Brentford picks there. And then lastly, Fulham Ipswich.
Game of penalties.
Wait, what was it? 3 penalties?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 penalties.
2 for Fulham.
Could have been a 4th, to be fair.
Which one?
So Harry Wilson, the ball was
Yes,
knocking around
yes.
and the defender
Yes.
scooped it back towards him.
But 2 really good penalties. Ipswich opened the scoring. Schmodix.
Yeah.
What a name, boy. Before Fulham equalised, Raul Jimenez from the penalty spot. Good penalty. And then 2 minutes later, Ipswich get their own penalty. And Liam Delap channels the spirit of Julian Dix.
He's a good player, man.
He is, isn't he?
Very good.
Like, his link-up play today was so good.
Another Man City.
He'll get a move. He won't drop down to the champs. I don't think
He'll
so.
get a move this summer.
Yeah, he should do.
You know
I
you
like-
should buy him?
Arsenal.
Fulham. It's true. If you're one of them clubs, buy him.
I think Arsenal should buy him too.
They won't.
I
They
think-
never do.
I think if Arsenal can get him for around the 30s mark, because he's not going for more than that. Ipswich are not.
What?
You
Bro.
think Ipswich are not selling for big money?
50.
Listen,
they're
If I'm Ipswich, that bread is not leaving my club for less than 50
yeah,
million
50.
pounds.
I reckon.
I'll be
What?
I'm trying to come back to the Prem. So,
So you need to nice me. You need to 30 million. Nah, no.
I
50
I
mil.
like him. I think there's some physical issues in terms of his physical stature. Like
You think he's too big?
like I think that's gonna play a part later on in the career. Like I don't think he's gonna be as
But I
mobile.
won't care by then. He only has to do 3 or 4 years at Arsenal. I won't even care by then. I think he's what we don't have. I didn't think about him
just
for
look at
Arsenal.
Chris Wood as well. Chris
Yeah.
Wood's
Yeah.
balling
Yeah.
out right now.
I don't think we'll buy him. I think you've talked about this agent a few times. The Arsenal, whatever, they'll wait for someone else to buy him and then get told 90 million later on. So Arsenal, Liverpool, these guys, they're not going to buy him. So it's going to be a full.
Liverpool could do with him as well.
Who?
Liverpool could do with him.
Yeah,
But I think he's different to what our coaches have been looking at recently. I mean, would he be more clinical than Darwin? Possibly. But Darwin puts himself about as much as Roy Delap, he puts the work in. So I don't know, but I think a Fulham or someone, Tottenham, well, they wouldn't, they just bought Solanke, right? So yeah, really good penalty, good finish from him. And then Jimenez has to step up again, injury time. And he said, yeah, no problem, slotted it to So he's another one, quietly going about his business.
Yeah.
I thought that
Highest
move from
goal scoring
Wolves-
Mexican in the Prem.
Oh,
Yeah, he gets beat.
Chicharito.
Yeah.
When that move happened, I thought, what you not doing? But he's
makes
quietly,
sense.
he's quietly going about his business, quietly going about
Silver
his
saw the data.
Yeah,
Yes.
bruv. Data and a little bit of intuition.
Mm.
And I guess lastly, this is the first pod in the transfer window.
Yep.
Is the transfer window opened? So we've talked a lot about the games today. We've beat up Arteta. We've not spoken much about Spurs, but they play tomorrow as we're recording this. What do the top 6 teams need from a transfer perspective? Transfer window's open. So let's go in order. What do Liverpool need?
Left back.
Centre back.
I was going to say centre back.
A centre back
I say left back, centre back priorities.
I would say
and a
left.
striker.
But wait. But let's But let's put it realistically. That what you can buy in Jan realistically.
I
A
reckon
left
left
back.
back.
Yeah,
A left back.
I think centre back
you
they're
could
covered.
get centre back.
I think they've got enough cover for centre
We've
back.
got enough cover for centre back.
Yeah.
I think a left back would be
Did you
priority.
say striker at the end?
Yeah.
I think we get one in the summer.
Yeah,
I don't think we
fair.
do it now.
Yeah,
but I
that's-
think I think if we can get a left back, just like Robertson, he hasn't really had pressure since he's been there in it. Like
And his
Simicast came
decline
in,
is nuts.
shown a few glimpses. He's been alright this season when he's come in, but Robertson knows if he gives us 6, 7 out of 10, he's playing the next game in it.
Mm.
So,
Robertson from Fulham.
yep, I
Yeah.
take him.
Yeah. I'll take him.
Kirkers, as we said.
I'd take
Robertson's
Kirkers
a bit
over
older. The
Robinson.
profile of Robertson's a bit.
Yeah, he's 27, 28.
27, 28.
I'll take
I think Robertson might be older. I say Robinson or Robertson.
Robinson.
Oh,
Robinson.
okay, Robinson.
Yeah, don't make the mistake. I
Yeah,
had.
yeah. Yeah, Kirkers 21. Dangle that carrot in the summer, man.
Yeah.
It's not. I'll get him in there.
Yeah.
But I think because we're not really light in the squad, I don't really see us doing much in.
January.
I think if
But
they
some
did,
people will leave on loan and stuff.
I don't.
Well,
None of the first teamers really, like none of the players in and around that squad,
Mm.
I think are gonna, especially with us challenging. I don't see them saying,
Leave it.
"Oh, yeah, let me go."
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I don't. But I think I can see you lot bringing in a left back on loan possibly,
Yeah, I was gonna say because someone like
or
Robertson,
someone from
you don't do
the
that in
Dutch
Jan.
league.
But if Robertson's gonna come in, you let Simicast go. Like,
Yeah.
good try. All right, cool. Arsenal. Bloody hell, where do I start? No, I'm joking.
Send it back.
A striker.
A left,
How about
I want a
that?
wide forward.
a wide forward, a left
Wide
forward.
left
I think that's a
forward.
bigger. I think
Wide,
that's a bigger
the
issue.
big issue. I think we've got-
Martinelli, bruv.
and
A
Trossard.
left wide forward
Yeah.
over a striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I
You're
think
putting a striker if Martinelli's gonna kick it into the touch every time he gets it, is it?
yeah, I think striker summer,
Yeah.
100%.
But now,
But now I
Get
think
me a
a
winger.
wide,
If,
like a
if you
functional.
lot don't buy a striker in the summer,
bet
wow.
you we don't.
I
Bet
don't
you
think we
£10
do
we
either.
don't. I'm telling
I
you,
think
bro.
he's. I think
You know, if you don't
I might
buy
be a cynic. I
that's-
might be a cynic.
gross negligence,
I
if you
think
don't buy-
literally.
No. I think we'll buy an attacking player or two. Whether we buy a 9, an Isak, I'm not sure we do. I don't think we do. Trust me, man. I've been on this road a long time.
yeah,
With this
I
club.
don't think we're buying that.
No, I
either.
don't think we do it.
I think so. A left wide forward.
that'd be mental.
The talk
Mental.
is that we're looking at a player from the Bundesliga, Omar.
Mamouche, he's a
Yeah.
right winger.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he
good to
plays
be.
left.
Yeah, the Moroccan dude.
He plays,
Plays
left.
left as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
meant
I've
to
seen
be.
him on the right.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he
meant to be
plays left.
proper.
But that's
okay.
Arteta. Remember, Arteta like someone who could play.
Yeah,
Across
he
the
wants a
line.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wants a Swiss
and
Army
then
knife.
obviously Nico's an easy one because of the release clause in the sense of once
I've
you
not
put.
seen enough from him.
But I hear what you're saying. But when I mean an easy one, once you put
No,
the
but
release clause in,
administrative, yeah.
yeah, that's
When you say you've not seen enough of him, not enough to be like, I've sold. The
Like-
Euros wasn't enough.
Yeah, because
played against
what I don't
world-class
want,
defenders
bro,
and
we've seen
destroyed
this
them.
before, yeah. People have a good tournament, yeah. Get their big move, and then like. But if you look at his numbers and the data
For
on him,
this season, it hasn't been great. Last season was solid,
last season was alright, and the season before that,
but I think he was just coming through.
yeah, I guess so. But
So,
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we need
but
we
again,
need a wide forward, left
but,
wing.
but so to cut in,
Mm.
it's like what you said. 48 mil is not a hard hit. Rather than he has another great season.
We got for medium term his wages. I'd rather wait. I would rather they bought someone that maybe has got a little bit more to it. So don't get me wrong. What I saw of him in the Euros, unreal, right? I'm just not trying to be blinded by that 6 weeks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
That's it. That's my thing. So we're saying
But then
left winger?
we say that, but
Left
then
wing
West Ham
forward?
was blinded by the 6 weeks, and look at Kudos.
No, but he was known of Ajax before that.
No, but his numbers weren't great for Ajax. When you go back through the data, it was like 4, 5. They weren't great,
Yeah, no, but if
Yeah.
someone looks at
and we know
Nico
what the
Williams'
Dutch league as well.
gameplay and says he's worth it, then fine. But as a casual fan, the only reason I think he's sick is because of the Euros.
Yeah,
And that was just that
Yeah,
bit there.
I
But I had
know.
heard of Kudus at Ajax before. So we're saying left wing forward for Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely.
Nottingham Forest. Where?
Backup striker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
past day one, he's fallen off.
Yeah.
I think-
big time.
2 players for me: a striker
Mhm.
and a left wide forward for if Callum's not
Not firing.
firing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad.
And to be honest, again, with all due respect to Forest, they're probably playing in a part of the transfer market where they can dangle carrots on someone. Look,
Yeah,
come and join us.
I think they've
in
got a lot
January.
more options.
Yeah, the Premiership, come and do a thing. But they're not Arsenal, Liverpool. They don't have to get someone who's going to come and score 50, 30 goals a season or whatever.
Yeah, they need a contributor in it.
Yeah, exactly.
What about for Emmanuel Dennis? Why is he not playing?
I think he's injured.
Emmanuel Dennis, that name sounds familiar. Who's that?
Watford.
Again?
Nigerian striker. He was at Watford.
He's at Watford.
Yeah,
He's at Forest, but he hardly plays.
Oh. Chelsea, centre back.
Centre back, goalkeeper.
No, not centre back. Centre backs.
Centre backs.
But it has
goalkeeper.
to be someone with experience. It has to be someone with experience. It has to be someone.
But who do you get that's got
Established.
experience, that's good enough for Chelsea, but is available in January?
There's a few.
There are
a few.
centre backs out there.
There are centre backs.
No, there are.
available.
I mean, if Chelsea come calling,
They will go.
there are centre backs out there that will turn their heads.
Yeah, fair. It must be a good centre back that's playing for Ajax or something.
There are centre backs.
Yeah, or even Dortmund.
No,
if you had Dortmund now, you'd go play for Chelsea.
What's his age? The guy they let go to Barcelona, Christensen, get him back.
No way. Like,
'Cause he was a good player for them.
he's like,
Let him and Rudiger go in the same summer
Rudiger's the
was
biggest
crazy.
loss.
yeah, but financially, it made sense. Because
Yeah.
Rudiger wanted that old school Abramovich contract, bro.
They were
no.
like, no.
There's a lot of these guys there, they're on 5 figures, most of them. I don't think they got many 6-figure a week players now. So
Yeah, Chelsea goalkeeper and
Centre
and
back.
lead centre back as well.
lead centre back, yeah, that's the key word, lead, isn't it? Yeah. All right, Newcastle. Right winger.
Nah.
I'd
think
say right winger and a striker.
Yeah,
'Cause
striker.
Behind Isak,
No, striker.
No.
Callum's not.
He
he's
can't
not
stay
fit.
fit.
But again,
Can't
you're
stay fit.
Newcastle. I think if you're Newcastle, you're not playing in the same part of the transfer market that Forest is in.
Nah.
So what striker do you?
You're not fit for what's it? PSR. I think their window's
No,
not
but in terms
too.
of quality, I need someone above. I'm trying to do Champions League
Oh,
every
right.
season.
You,
So I need to sell Isak to go and play in that market. Is what I'm
Key,
saying.
Key's friend. Obviously, they can't get him till the summer, innit? You know, I'm talking Bowen. Brother, I'll take Bowen out.
Oh, he's not a 9.
No, as
Bowen,
a right
no,
wing
he's
forward, he
right
says
wing
right wing forward. Right wing forward.
But
He
I'd
said.
rather have Bowen than Jacob Murphy in the team. Are you all right?
Right wing forward.
That
Bowen.
is-
I don't think that
Newcastle.
improves Newcastle. I'm sorry.
I've said this.
I
Wait,
don't
See
think
Bowen's
that-
number? Get up
Wait.
Bowen's numbers.
Bowen doesn't improve Newcastle. He's not
Get
better
up.
than
In
Jacob
the-
Murphy.
so you let Isak go and bring in Bowen?
No.
That's
no.
not
Two
what
separate
right
things.
wing forward.
I was about to
Whoa.
say.
Whoa.
I was about
Whoa,
to
slow
say,
down.
whoa,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going on
yeah.
there?
He
Two
said
separate
right
things.
wing forward
Right wing forward.
and a forward. So I agree with they need another centre forward,
Yeah.
and Bowen can do both. If they could have, if
But you
Bowen's not
don't
gonna go
want him
January-
leading your line.
No, you
No,
don't
no,
want him
no,
off
you
the
don't,
right wing.
but Bowen can do both. So you
And
play right
Wilson
wing
is
forward.
injured so often now. Like if Isaac's injured again, I don't even know. Remember they used to play Gordon like
Up top.
up top,
Yeah.
the false
Yeah.
9, whatever, and it worked all right, but it's tricky.
No, but they need a right wing forward or a forward. A
I think
centre
they need
forward.
both.
Yeah, if they could get both, that would
If
be.
you're, to be honest, if you're looking at the team now, the forward is the number 9 is the more pressing one because Jacob Murphy is doing a job.
And Barnes can play both sides.
Yeah, and again, Barnes is another one. I don't know what he needs to do to start games. I rate him.
Yeah, I
think
don't
he's
know. I
good.
don't know. Yeah,
I would take, like if we was building and we're saying, if Arsenal's building a bigger squad,
Yeah.
and because of the injury crisis with Saka now,
Yeah.
I would take Bowen to cover, and then he goes on the bench after.
Mm.
I need to find out how Bowen is because
No, but
like
he's a-
Bowen is a good player, but I don't think he elevates European chasing teams to a Champions League
He's
level.
He's
Right,
better
right.
than Brendan Johnson at Spurs.
100% better than Brendan Johnson.
But if he goes into,
He
goes
starts
into,
for
like,
Spurs.
anyone who goes into Spurs ain't really gonna elevate them. To be honest,
Right,
but
so look, these are the top 8 teams, yeah? Aston Villa. He starts in the Aston Villa team.
start
Bowen.
Bowen.
over who?
Bailey.
Over Bailey.
Yeah, he does.
Bournemouth. Does he start over Semenyo?
No, not right now.
What?
Not right now.
Get-
No, it's debatable. It's
Not
debatable.
right now.
Get up the
will
numbers.
start for
Not
me.
right
Get up
now.
the numbers
Is it
over
for
the
me?
last 3 seasons.
Man City.
No,
Does he
I'm
start
talking
in
about right now.
Yeah,
He's
does
asked
he-
a question about right now.
Does he start in Man
That's
City's
not
team
right
right
now.
now?
But
I think
yeah.
I would start in Man
That's-
City's team right now. Where does Bowen start in Man City's
But going
team?
back to Bournemouth are not a European. I know where they are now,
I'm just.
but they're not.
I could only go on the league table, my friend.
He does not. He does not start ahead of
So the top
Semenyo.
6.
Does he start at City? Does he start at City right now?
Yes.
Oh, he
Who's-
doesn't start at
who's right wing?
Bournemouth, but he doesn't. He doesn't start at Villa.
In your left. Look, he's starting left wing.
He starts at Villa. Definitely starts at Villa.
Bailey's not. Semenyo started boxing over Bailey.
Yeah,
right now.
Semenyo starts
No,
at
I'm
Villa.
talking about, I wouldn't start Bowen at Villa.
I
You
would.
wouldn't have.
What?
Who would you start in front of him? Bailey.
I think Bailey's a better player. Like on the day, I think he's a better
no,
player.
he's not. He's not.
Well, if your day was 3 years ago, what good is that to your club? All right,
Like-
City, does he start City?
Yes.
No.
Right now he does.
No.
Over
No,
who?
he doesn't.
No, he
What?
doesn't.
Over Doku?
Well,
He
answer the
starts
question.
Over
who?
Doku. He starts over Doku. Way more in
I'm not gonna lie. Output wise, he might.
Output wise,
Yeah, not quality of player wise. Newcastle, I think he starts.
100% over Murphy.
He starts over Murphy. Chelsea doesn't start. Chelsea
No.
Brother,
over who? Over who?
bro, he's got more end product than Madueke, Neto on the right wing forward.
I'm not having
100%.
Bowen over Neto or Sancho. Like,
Check the numbers. I know the numbers back it.
It's not just about numbers, though, is
But
it?
his performance is
Forest,
backed it.
I
He's
think
carried
Forest-
West Ham.
I think Forest he starts on the right.
100%.
How many standout games has Bowen had this season? Tell
That's
me,
the
tell
manager's fault. That's the
No,
manager's
no,
fault.
no, don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
That's a.
Don't do
He's
that.
still got about what 6 goals.
No.
Check.
I think he's
I'll get out
consistent.
the numbers.
He hasn't done a madness, but he's risen his level of his average level. I think he starts at Forest. These are all the teams that right now they're in European places. Does he start at Arsenal on the right? Right now, with Saka out injured.
Yeah.
Does he start at Liverpool? Obviously not. Salah plays there. If Salah's injured.
What?
Who plays instead of Salah?
Him on the left, on the right.
On the
At
right, yeah.
Liverpool.
If
Who-
Salah's
who
injured.
plays on the right if Salah's injured?
Diaz or
Brother,
Harvey
you're
Elliott?
smoking.
No, Diaz is better than him. So.
Diaz can't talk to Bowen.
Huh?
Diaz cannot talk to Bowen.
Wow, what is going on
Your
there?
Bowen stocks, I don't know
27%
where you got them
No,
from
no,
or how much you pay
I'm
for them
telling you.
because you're too committed for these
I'm
stocks.
telling you.
You're
No,
more
no, no.
right.
I'm telling you
All
now.
right.
Nah, man.
Listen, right, we need to do City.
Said
We
I
need to-
don't
we
know
still
where
need to
you
do
got the
City.
stocks from.
Bro, that's mad. I rate going, but you're taking it too
No,
far.
I'm not
bro.
taking it too far. No,
He's
you
better
don't.
than Diaz.
Because Diaz is Colombian. You're not getting
Nah.
feelings for it.
Nah, here
I'm
we
telling
go.
you.
Anyway,
I'm telling you. Diaz. Bowen's IQ is higher than Diaz.
Fair enough. Who's the last one? Who's team in 6?
City.
He starts at the Doku.
Centre midfielder.
No, man. What does
We're
City
moving on,
need?
we've moved
Go
on.
for
We've
Bowen,
moved
bro.
on.
Sorry.
What does City need?
Centre midfielder.
DM.
Centre midfielder,
Left, right.
left back.
You need a whole team.
forward.
And a striker.
Yeah, they need a backup striker as well. Yeah, they need about 5
No,
positions.
they definitely need a backup striker. But what do they need in January?
A striker.
A right wing forward and
No,
a striker.
A striker is
Yeah.
the main priority.
Really?
And a DM. They need 3.
Nothing in
Then
defense.
DM. I think they need a DM. I think the defense, if
I
they
think
got a solid
they're
DM,
alright.
they're all right.
They need a DLP.
I think-
DM.
I think they need a left back
Yeah.
because
Oh, no, DM.
DM?
DM, sorry.
DM?
Vardyal's
I
injured.
forgot about
forward.
Rodri.
Because if Vardyal's injured,
Yeah.
who plays left back for them?
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's not a left back,
They won
innit?
a Prem with him playing left back.
I mean, he's played left back
Yeah.
quite a lot
Yeah, he
of
plays
his
left
career.
back.
DM is
Holland
more
as well.
pressing for me.
Yeah,
Rico,
DM and a centre forward they need.
Yeah,
I think DM is
I
more
would say
pressing.
DM and right wing forward or left wing forward.
If they can get a striker on
Savini's played on
loan,
the left for a reason.
I think if they can get a striker on loan,
Mm.
I think the DM should be priority. Get someone in ASAP, but then also look to get a striker.
They should loan back Alvarez.
He's
doing
doing
well.
well.
isn't he?
Is he
He's doing well.
starting to score now? Yeah.
Yeah, top of the league.
Yeah, he's doing a job.
What?
Atletico, yeah, they're
Yeah.
talking about.
Big shouts to Conor Gallagher still. Made his move, doing enjoyment. Man's doing enjoyment. All right. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what people actually do. I think City are gonna do something this window.
They have
Yeah,
to.
I think they're gonna.
They've got no choice.
Yeah, but I don't think Liverpool do anything. I don't think Arsenal do anything either. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think we do it now.
You know, Arteta just gave that kind of Wenger press conference, didn't he?
yeah.
Oh, if the right players did, brother, you're not buying no
You're
one.
not buying no one. That's it. All right, everybody. I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
As always, please like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And maybe, Bowen, if you listen to this, give Adrian a call. He's
Yeah, give me
defended
some
your corner
tickets.
very well. Yeah. Send him a shirt.
And
or
a
something.
side shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send him a shirt or something. All right, everyone. Peace.
Peace.